Today we're going to be talking about the medical profession. And if you are considering a career in the medical profession, you may enjoy this conversation. And it is my great pleasure to introduce to you Dr. SHALOM BROWN.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
It's so lovely to see you.
I'm so grateful to be here.
Oh, it's wonderful. And we do appreciate your taking out the time from your schedule. We know that that's not a virtual background behind you. You are really away at the moment. So that's beautiful. Lovely to relax a bit. And thanks for taking out the time to be with us as well. So I'm going to jump right in now with the very first question. It's actually a fundamental question that a lot of students would be asking right now. So the question is, when you are considering entering into the medical profession, which school subjects are the most essential?
Okay. Yeah, that is a very good question. So when choosing your subjects, I think it's from grade 10 or so that you can choose your subjects in high school, what you'll focus on. Imperative to have is mathematics, and that would be pure maths. Some schools offer things like AP maths and things like that, or maths literacy, but you'd have to be sure to choose the pure mathematics as a subject. And then English, preferably as a first language. For most of the varsities out there. I do know some people do it as first additional language, but more and more people are moving to just having it as a home language, as a mandatory subject. And then physical sciences. I remember when I applied to UCT, physics was, I think, optional, or some of the varsities, physics is optional, but I think just to better your chances of getting in physical sciences, and that usually encompasses chemistry as well in South Africa. And then the fourth one would be life sciences or biology. Those would be imperative because often, even if you don't get into medicine first, you might want to do something like a Bachelor of Science, and then those subjects are also imperative for those. Just to iterate though that it is a very competitive, obviously, field. So just having those subjects alone isn't enough to qualify or to get in. I think some varsities have a minimum of about 70% for English or 65% for English. Some would say 70%. It depends on the varsity. But you find that often you're competing with people that might have averages of 80%, 85%, 90%. So you'll try and do the best that you can in each of those subjects and not just have it on your transcript, for example.
What would you say in way of advice to someone who's in school right now? What words of advice could you give them on that so that they could compete?
I think that in this world, technology is a very good friend. I think that it is, you can follow, whatever lectures and things that you have in your school, but to have supplemental material, for example, YouTube has such brilliant teachers out there that actually make you understand things. Because sometimes it's a thing of understanding the material, If you learn or memorize, maybe you can get through, but if you don't understand, if a question is asked in a different way, then it might catch you up. So watching videos on YouTube to help you learn, ChatGPT, breaking down things in a simple way, can also help you learn. Obviously, using everything in a safe way and checking your sources, but because not everyone can afford something like extra lessons. If you can afford extra lessons, one-on-one teaching, that is great, but not everyone can do that. But people can maybe go to a public cafe or something where there's Wi-Fi and internet to try and get those, or via your school to try and get things like online material to study. But that would be on you to go and make sure that you do that. It does take an additional time, but if that's something that you really want to do, you would make that time, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. And that speaks to going the extra mile, not allowing yourself to be spoon-fed, but you take the initiative, you go and do the extra that you need to do in order to be a cut above the rest, to be above average. And that would be putting in your own efforts in any way that you could possibly do. Yes, that is a valuable takeaway, I think, Dr. SHALOM. Thank you for that great advice.